This week, my book, Finding the Bright Side, is officially out, and I've decided to feature some of my own midnight heroes that you will find in the pages of this book. Tonight, my personal favorite, my husband, Shannon Bream.
On television news, perfect smiles hide private battles. It is no different for a Fox News star, Shannon Bream, when doctors found a golf ball-sized tumor in her husband Sheldon's brain. Their picture-perfect life transformed into a nail-biting thriller, balancing breaking news with breaking down in her car between hospital visits. What gave them strength when they had little to hold on to? How did this phase of their lives lead to one of the most successful chapters in both their careers? Join us as we explore their incredible journey. The life-altering diagnosis and battle. Shannon Bream, known for her steady presence on Fox News, faced a challenge far beyond anything her journalism career had prepared her for. Her husband, Sheldon, just 24 and seemingly healthy, had been dealing with ear problems for months. Doctors initially thought it was a simple ear infection and prescribed different medications, but nothing seemed to help. It all began in 2013, when Sheldon Bream started noticing a simple ringing in his ear. What seemed minor at first turned out to be something far more serious: a golf ball-sized tumor in his brain. The diagnosis would go on to deeply impact one of television's most well-known couples, changing their lives in ways they never expected. The warning signs were easy to overlook at first, but kept coming back. Along with the constant ringing in his ear, Sheldon started feeling dizzy when walking upstairs. His daily morning jogs became harder as he struggled to keep his balance. During business meetings, he found it harder to focus on presentations, brushing off the symptoms of stress or not getting enough sleep. When doctors finally decided to order an MRI, just to be sure, the results were shocking. The scan revealed a large tumor pressing on critical parts of Sheldon's brain, explaining the range of symptoms that had been affecting him. The following weeks were filled with medical appointments and tough decisions. The tumor's location made surgery very risky. It was close to nerves that controlled facial movements and essential functions. A team of specialists at Johns Hopkins, led by a highly respected neurosurgeon, carefully planned the complex procedure over several weeks. On the morning of the surgery, Shannon arrived at the hospital at 30 minutes past 4 in the morning, holding a worn prayer book her mother had given her. The operation lasted 9 long hours. Time seemed to stand still as Shannon paced the halls, trying to distract herself by responding to work emails, anything to keep her mind busy. The surgery successfully removed the tumor, and fortunately it was benign. However, their relief was short-lived. After the surgery, swelling damaged several facial nerves, causing severe paralysis. The man who had once lit up a room with his smile could barely move half of his face. Recovery meant starting over for Sheldon. He had to relearn simple tasks, like drinking from a cup, saying certain words, and even blinking properly. The couple's dining room turned into a rehab center, with exercise equipment and speech therapy tools. Every small achievement, like the first sign of a smile or being able to whistle again, was celebrated as a big victory. While Sheldon fought his toughest battle, Shannon faced her struggle, trying to balance being a supportive wife with her growing career. But how did America's favorite news anchor manage to keep smiling on camera when her world was falling apart behind the scenes? Shannon's journey as wife and caregiver. On Fox News Sunday, Shannon Bream is known for her signature smile, but few viewers knew what she was dealing with once the cameras were off. Her day began well before sunrise as she prepared special meals for Sheldon to help with his recovery. Smoothies full of brain-healthy nutrients and soft foods that wouldn't put strain on his partially paralyzed facial muscles. By 30 minutes past 5 in the morning, Shannon had become the calm and collected anchor America recognized. She delivered breaking news and hosted important interviews while keeping her phone close, always ready for updates from Sheldon's medical team. During commercial breaks, she would quickly check text messages from their at-home nurse to stay on top of his recovery. The couple's beautiful Georgetown townhouse was completely changed. Their master bedroom was turned into a mini hospital ward, with special equipment to help Sheldon sit up safely. Shannon worked with an interior designer who focused on healthcare spaces to create a room that met medical needs while still feeling at home. Blackout curtains helped manage Sheldon's severe headaches, and a custom sound system played specific frequencies to aid his nerve recovery. Between broadcasts, Shannon went to physical therapy sessions, learning how to assist Sheldon with daily tasks. She kept notebooks with detailed notes on his reactions to medications and made spreadsheets to track patterns in his recovery. These notes later became very helpful to his medical team in adjusting his treatment plans. The financial strain added its own set of challenges. Shannon spent hours on the phone with insurance companies, dealing with complicated medical claims. She hired a medical billing advocate to help manage the growing paperwork, while she focused on her career and taking care of Sheldon. In the rare quiet moments, Shannon would read to Sheldon from their favorite books, keeping up with their daily tradition of sharing devotionals. She learned to appreciate the small victories, like when he could hold a fork steady, button his own shirt, or surprise her by making coffee, even if it took him twice as long. The experience changed their relationship in ways they didn't expect. The woman who interviewed Supreme Court justices and world leaders found herself discovering a new kind of strength: the quiet power of showing up every day, finding hope in small progress, and loving through uncertainty. Shannon learned that being a caregiver meant taking on many roles: researcher, advocate, nurse, and cheerleader all at once. Throughout it all, she kept their struggle private, protecting Sheldon's dignity while still handling her professional duties. The only clues viewers might have picked up on were the occasional extra touch of concealer under her eyes and perhaps a deeper empathy when covering health-related stories. Shannon's role as a caregiver showed just how strong their bond was. Their special connection began years earlier with a chance meeting in a college study group. But what brought together a future news anchor and a small-town boy from Pennsylvania, and how did their love grow strong enough to face one of life's hardest challenges? Love story and partnership. The bright lights of Liberty University's library hummed quietly as Shannon, a busy business student, hurried to join her study group. Carrying a stack of heavy textbooks, she almost walked right past a tall, smiling student who would later change her life. Shannon Bream, fresh from Carlisle, Pennsylvania, had picked the same library corner for his accounting review session. Their first chat wasn't about big dreams or romance. It was about balance sheets and profit margins. Shannon's detailed study notes caught Sheldon's eye, while his easygoing charm and knack for breaking down tricky concepts stood out to her. Those study sessions quickly became the best part of their week. In between tackling assignments, they found common ground that went beyond their Christian faith. Both came from families that valued hard work and education. Sheldon's small-town upbringing taught him about honesty and enjoying life's simple things, while Shannon's childhood in Tallahassee gave her a deep drive to succeed. Their relationship grew quietly during the moments between classes. They often met for early morning coffee at the campus cafe, where Sheldon would bring newspaper clippings of stories he thought Shannon might enjoy. Shannon, in turn, cheered him on at his intramural sports games, admiring his determination and leadership on the field. Liberty University's strict dating rules shaped their early romance. There were no late-night dates, church attendance was mandatory, and outings were often chaperoned. Instead of feeling limited, these rules helped them build a relationship based on respect and patience. Their first big challenge came when Shannon chose to attend law school in Florida. Sheldon, who was starting his career in business communications, fully supported her decision. With no video calls back then, they kept their connection strong through handwritten letters, scheduled phone calls on landlines, and the occasional surprise visit. Their wedding in December 1995 was simple and full of meaning, reflecting the values they both shared. The ceremony took place in a small church, decorated with white poinsettias, bringing together family and friends from different corners of their lives. Sheldon's Pennsylvania relatives mingled with Shannon's Florida family, bonding over stories and warm Southern hospitality. Instead of having children, they built their family with rescue dogs, starting with a chocolate Labrador named Miss Mocha. Their home became a welcoming space, hosting Sunday dinners where both stray dogs and people could find a place to belong. They opened their doors to young professionals new to the city, offering mentorship and kindness just as they had experienced during their college years. Their love story was the start of something truly special. Who would have thought that a lawyer who preferred staying out of the spotlight and a small-town business graduate would go on to become two of the most influential people in Washington, D.C., building successful careers. Shannon started her career as a lawyer in Tampa, handling tough cases about unfair treatment at work, like discrimination and harassment. She worked hard, spending hours reading through legal files and building strong cases for her clients. But deep down, she felt like something was missing, like her heart was pulling her in a different direction. At the same time, Sheldon was quietly making a name for himself in the speaking industry. Working at the Washington Speakers Bureau, he matched famous speakers with the right audiences. His friendly personality and sharp business skills made him the go-to person for planning events with world leaders and industry experts. Shannon's life took a surprising turn when an unexpected opportunity came her way. Her experience in beauty pageants, like winning Miss Virginia in 1990, gave her the confidence to explore a new path: broadcasting. She started working weekend shifts at a small TV station, learning everything from writing scripts to running the cameras. While her lawyer friends went home after work, Shannon spent her nights at the station, often staying until midnight to master her new craft. Switching careers wasn't easy. She left behind a steady paycheck and took an entry-level broadcasting job. Some nights, she even slept on the station's couch between shifts. Her early assignments were small-town stories about local events and weather updates, but each one helped her become a clear and confident communicator. Sheldon was her biggest supporter through all the changes, even when they had to move to smaller cities for better job opportunities. He used his network in Washington to help her connect with important people in television news, always staying behind the scenes and never taking credit. In 2007, Shannon got her big break when Fox News hired her as their Supreme Court correspondent. Her legal background helped her explain complicated court decisions in ways regular viewers could understand. She gained respect from experts on both sides of the political aisle for her clear and fair reporting. Meanwhile, Sheldon's experience in the speaking world gave him a new idea. He noticed there was a need for a more personal approach to connecting speakers with events. In 2018, he took a bold step and started his own company. Bream Speaker Management LLC, from their home office. Their careers grew together. Shannon wrote best-selling books about faith and resilience, while Sheldon's agency attracted top speakers from politics, media, and business. They became known in Washington not just for their accomplishments, but also for how they helped others succeed. As Shannon's career took off in Washington, the foundation for her success had been built long before she ever appeared on TV. But what unexpected lessons from her childhood helped shape the woman who would go on to become one of America's most trusted news anchors? Shannon's rise to prominence. In a small home in Tallahassee, Shannon's learning started long before she ever stepped into a classroom. Her mom, a former elementary school teacher, transformed their living room into a fun learning space. By the time Shannon was 4, she was reading chapter books while curled up in a comfy blue chair her mom got just for her reading time. Learning with her mom wasn't just about books. She made lessons exciting by using M&Ms to teach math, turning grocery shopping into budget lessons, and encouraging Shannon to write stories about their weekend adventures. These creative activities helped Shannon learn how to explain tricky things in simple ways, something she'd later use as a journalist. Her dad, a former Marine, brought different lessons. He was firm but fair and encouraged Shannon to aim high. He gave her 2 options: to become a doctor or a lawyer. It wasn't about forcing her. It was his way of showing her the value of setting big goals and thinking carefully about her future. Shannon didn't take long to decide. After watching a nature show about surgery, she quickly ruled out becoming a doctor. But her love for solving puzzles and working with words made law the clear choice. She even practiced solving puzzles with her grandmother, which sharpened her quick thinking and vocabulary. At Liberty University, Shannon's love for learning grew even more. She didn't just focus on business studies. She joined the debate team and wrote for the school newspaper. Her teachers noticed her gift for breaking down hard topics and making them easy to understand, something that would later define her news reporting. Law school at Florida State University pushed her even further. She had to learn how to manage her time with all the studying, internships, and volunteer work at legal clinics. Helping real people through the clinics gave her a strong sense of empathy, which later helped her connect with her viewers on TV. But Shannon wasn't all about books and studies. She joined the student radio station at law school, hosting a weekly show about legal issues. That small step into broadcasting planted a seed that would eventually lead her to a whole new career. Her parents' focus on learning wasn't just about grades. They taught Shannon to stay curious, ask questions, and keep learning no matter what. These early lessons gave her the tools to build 2 impressive careers, first as a lawyer and then as a journalist. Shannon still keeps a notebook her mom gave her in high school, filled with quotes about hard work and staying persistent. Today, it sits in her office at Fox News, reminding her of the lessons that shaped her journey. From the early days of learning in her family's cozy living room in Tallahassee to overcoming life's toughest challenges, Shannon's journey shows how setbacks can lead to comebacks. But how did the Breams turn one of their hardest times into their most inspiring story? Life after recovery. Today, if you watch Sheldon Bream practicing archery in their backyard, you'd never know he once had trouble holding a bow steady. The small scar behind his ear is the only reminder of the brain tumor he fought. His perfect aim at the target shows just how far he's come since those uncertain hospital days. The Breams have built a busy and fulfilling life. Their home in Arlington is full of energy, with Shannon starting her mornings preparing for Fox News Sunday, and their 2 dogs, Biscuit and Oscar, keeping things lively. The White Labrador and Mini Berndoodle even have their own social media accounts, showing up in Shannon's posts about their outdoor adventures. On weekends, the couple enjoys time on their boat in the Chesapeake Bay, where Shannon pursues her love of fishing. She learned as a child in Florida, but now she's mastered deep-sea fishing and fly fishing. Most of the fish she catches go back into the water, a reminder of the second chances they've learned to appreciate. Sheldon's speaker management business has grown much bigger than expected. What used to be a spare room in their house is now a busy office in Arlington's business district. His walls are covered with photos from successful events and thank you notes from speakers he helped launch. Having been a patient himself, Sheldon uses his experience to connect speakers with audiences in a way that makes a difference. Each morning, the couple starts with a simple ritual, a short walk with their dogs followed by coffee on the porch. It's their time to get grounded before the day begins. Shannon often uses this time to go over scripts for her show, while Sheldon works on his business or practices archery. Faith still plays an important role in their lives. Now, they share their story at churches and community groups, offering hope to others who are facing tough times. They've turned their experience into a source of strength for others, while still keeping their personal lives private. Sports are still a big part of their life. They never miss a Washington Nationals game, and their basement features memorabilia from Liberty University's sports teams. Watching games reminds them of simpler times, like when they were in college, enjoying Liberty's basketball games. The Breams have found their rhythm in this new chapter. Shannon's career is thriving with her role on Fox News Sunday, and Sheldon's business continues to connect inspiring speakers with audiences. Their story shows that sometimes the biggest challenges in life lead to unexpected blessings, and that the best recoveries happen when two people face the future together, one day at a time. How do you find strength in the most uncertain moments, when every day feels like a new battle to overcome? In times of hardship, can love and resilience truly reshape the future, even when everything seems broken? Remember to like, share, and subscribe for more. Also, click the next video showing on your screen. You will enjoy it.